You don't have to be a musical genius to do a cover song, make it your own, and play it in a way that has never been done before. I've never really told anybody how I'll do this because it kind of seems like cheating.
Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new.
The comment I get most frequently on my videos of cover songs online, both on YouTube and my social media pages, is something along the lines of, I love how you made this song your own, how you took this song and you put your own twist on it, or I love the arrangement decisions that you made. People are under the impression that I would shed these cover songs for hours and really toil over what my version is going to be, and that couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is I put very little effort into these. I don't spend very much time on them at all. Typically the videos you see of me playing these songs, those are either the first, second, maybe third pass max. That's not me saying, look how awesome I am. I can do these in one take and it's super awesome. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I don't overthink things. I just do things quickly without thinking about it too much because that is what makes the song my song. If I think about it too much, that slowly leads me away from my version of the song. My most authentic version of someone else's song is whatever I do without really thinking about it because that's how I come out. It's second nature. What I do is second nature. What they did is something that takes thought and energy for me to pull off. So I try to think about it as little as possible. I've never really told anybody how I'll do this because it kind of seems like cheating and it outs me a little bit by showing that I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants on these things. If you can play a song for your friends well enough for them to get what song it is and at least somewhat enjoy it, you can also very easily do your own interpretation of it and flip it on its head. And it's easier than learning it the way that the original artist did it. If you're the type of person that wants to learn all the licks and you want to learn the chord progression and everything exactly how they did it and you want to sing the lyrics exactly the same, you want to hit all the melodies on the head, this is not the method for you because this is not going to show you how to play a song the way that it was originally played. This is not going to get you there. This is going to show you how to easily do it like you would have done it if you would have written it. And in my experience, that's what people respond to more than just trying to do a carbon copy of whatever John Mayer did originally in his song, is to see what I would do if I were to have written that John Mayer song. Here's a real quick and dirty breakdown of what I do. I pick a song. I typically don't even think about that part very hard either. I just find a song that I know people like, that I know is semi-popular, and it's not just going to flop because nobody's ever heard it before. Regardless of how I pick songs, that's a different subject. Maybe I'll do a video on that later. One way or another, I pick the song. The next thing I do is I do not go listen to it. Do not go listen to the original version of the song. Pick a song that you remember just enough that you think, if I were to read those lyrics on paper, I would pretty much know how it goes, but not exactly how it goes. You don't want to know exactly how it goes. You want to just know it good enough. Find a song you know good enough, go to the internet. All the musicians are going to hate me right now and be like, you're not a real musician for doing this next thing. Those guys, for the most part, are turds. They just like to be high and mighty. Ignore those guys. After I pick the song, I go to the internet and I type in name of song, chord chart. Another thing you don't do, don't go listen to the original song and make sure the chord chart is correct. It doesn't matter if the chord chart's correct or not. You just want to get you something that gets you in the ballpark. A lot of people, as soon as they pick their song, they immediately figure out the chords by listening to the song and they go, oh, that song is G, B minor, A. And then they go. So they're playing G, B minor, A, just like the song. And they make sure they're on the same page as the artist. For what I'm talking about, don't do that. Download some sort of chart that may be right, it may be wrong, it doesn't matter because we're going to change it eventually anyway, or we'll leave it, and a wrong chord chart some 12-year-old kid made in the 90s might end up being your cool version with cool chords that weren't actually there, but it's just some kid put them on there and you played them and it sounds cool. After I find a chart that has chords and lyrics on it, and I know by looking at it just from memory, this is close enough, I put that chart on my iPad, and again, the most important step, do not go listen to it. Just play it. Look at it on paper and play it. There's been so many cover songs that I've done that people are like, I love how you tweaked the melody on that one part and how you tweaked the phrasing and how you took the chorus to a different place. That was a total accident. That was me being in the ballpark and then thinking that I was singing it the same way that they sung it. And then later I listen to it and I go, that was nowhere close. Most of the time that was not an artistic interpretation of mine. That was winging it. I know a lot of people aren't going to like this because people are obsessed with work and working hard, and this is not working very hard. I'm just telling you what works for me, especially for videos that I post on social media that might get 2 views, might get 2 million. I'm not going to invest a bunch of time on those because if they do get 2 views, I've wasted all that time. I need it to be short and snappy and quick and get it out. Just so happens that's also how they become the most artistic version possible, because when I don't think about it, I do what I do by default. After you got your chart and you've played through it a few times, you're going to find some things in the chords that maybe you don't love. Not necessarily that you don't think is correct based off the original version, but something that you don't really like. So just change it to something that you do like. If the chord progression is G, A, I'm in Dad Gad, by the way, it's not standard tuning, so this is going to sound a little different if you try to play along. I hit my mic. If the progression is G, A, D, and something about the D just doesn't tickle your fancy, just do something else. Do G, A, F sharp minor, or G, A, B minor. Just do something else. And as long as it sings similarly, as long as it sings similarly, as long as it sings similarly, it's okay. After playing around with it a little bit, you'll find some chords that you love, that you feel like you. And then at that point, just play it a few times, kind of get it under your belt where you feel pretty good about it. Turn the camera on and play it. It might take a few times for you to get a take that you're happy with, but don't overthink it. Just play it. That's how you're going to be the most authentic, most artistic version of yourself, is to do it without thinking about it. That's the point of this whole thing. I could have just said, don't think about it, and that'd have been the end of the video. For the sake of clarity, I'm going to give you an example. I'll pull up a song I've never played before. I'm going to do what I said I do, real time, so you can see how it works. It's brainlessly easy, and the results are typically better than if you beat yourself over the head with the song. Just go for it. I'm going to Google best songs ever. Whoa, I accidentally typed dongs. I'm not going to search best dongs ever. Best songs ever. Rolling Stone, 500 greatest songs of all time. Let's scroll down here. Find a song that I know how it goes. Kanye West, Stronger. I'm familiar with that song, but I wouldn't be able to play it just by reading it off of a page. The Supremes, Baby Love. I know the chorus, maybe. I don't agree with a lot of these songs. Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time. That's a good one. I've never covered this. This is a very covered song, but I've never covered it before. So that'll be a good one. Let's just do Time After Time. Chords. I remember this song just well enough. I think I remember kind of how the verses go. First pass, I'm just going to play the chords and see what happens. I'm not listening to the song first. I did transpose it real quick just to make it work in Dad Gad. You don't have to worry about that if you're playing in standard tuning. This chart says B minor over A to A. I can already tell. If I were to have written this song, I wouldn't have done the B minor over A. I would have just hung on A. So, because that's my instinct, that's what I'm going to do for the verse.
Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you, caught up in circles. Confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcase memories, time after.
Obviously, that little turnaround part at the end of the verse, I don't really remember how that goes, so I'm just gonna do what I would do. I would probably kind of follow the melody a little bit when my voicing's up here, so I would go flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. So I don't remember how she phrases that. I just did it how it came out. It's probably completely wrong, but it's me. So I'm just going to stick with it. I'm not going to go try to remember what she did.
Suitcase memories, time after.
What I would do there is I would hang for a second and I would go into the second part of the verse. Again, I don't know if that's what she did or not because I don't remember, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'll play it from here just through the chorus just to show you this is what I do. You can do it too, just give it a shot. Don't try to do it how I'm doing it because this is how I do it. Do it how you do it and you'll have just as unique of a version. You might be thinking, your version kind of sucks, man. That's not the point. Yeah, maybe you don't like it. I don't care. I don't know how she phrased any of this, but I remember good enough.
Sometimes you picture me, I'm walking too far behind. You're calling to me, I can't hear what you said. Then you say so slow, I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost and you look and you will find me, time after time. If you fall, I will will catch you. I'll be waiting time after time.
So I know she does that up high thing at some point. If it was me, I would do it the second time through the chorus. So that's what I'll do.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, and I will be waiting time after time.
Obviously didn't nail it. If I solidified that, updated my chart real quick, and just wrote in what I naturally kind of did just on first pass, I would be able to turn the camera on, play through it 3 times, and one of those 3 is going to be a pretty decent take, and I'm going to post it. And that version is way more me than her version because I did it without thinking about it. If you listen to any of my cover songs that I've put out, that I've actually released, or that I've just put clips on the internet, 100% of the time, every single one of them, this is how I came up with my version. The sad version of Happy by Pharrell that went viral on Instagram a couple weeks ago, that's how I did that one. Green Eyes by Coldplay has done pretty well on YouTube. That's how I did that one. I put out Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison. It's flipped and it's slow and it's in minor key. That's how I did that one. I'm not trying to be a savant and really do my thing and make it my own. I'm just not thinking about it, and by default, I do my thing because I'm not trying to do my thing. If a scientist wanted to analyze the way you walk, I know this is a weird example, but if a scientist wanted to analyze the way you walk, and he said, all I need you to do is just walk down that sidewalk over there, and I'm going to video you, and I'm going to see how you walk. The last thing you would want to do is go to the sidewalk and go, okay, this is how I walk. I step, and then I think I kind of move my head when I walk a little. You're not going to do that. You're going to go, okay. You're going to go over there to the sidewalk and you're going to walk down it, and you're going to walk the way that you walk. But if you think about it, you're going to look like a weirdo trying to do a particular thing. Don't try too hard to do a thing. Just do your thing and it'll be you and it'll be cool. Or it won't be cool, and who cares? I've put out so much stuff that's not cool, and I've watched it back later and been like, that's not great. But it doesn't matter because people forgot about it anyways. So don't let it freak you out. Don't watch other people's covers on The Voice and American Idol and YouTube and think that person is so talented how they flipped that song on its head and made it their own. You can do it too. Just do it. Find a song you're familiar enough with, get a chord chart, and just go for it. What's going to come out is you by default. I hope this is something you guys can put into practice and make some cool stuff with. If you do, tag me in the videos you post and tell me that you watched my video and then did a cover based off of what I said so I can see it and reshare my favorites. If you found this breakdown intriguing and want to see it put into action, this is a video of me playing Green Eyes by Coldplay, the version that I came up with by doing this. Also, I had really long hair in this video. I promise I'm the same guy. If you try this out, don't forget to tag me. I want to see it.